Yeah, there has been a real big shift. I'm out here in Utah with the guys. I don't know if you guys have met the new green Jonathan Gibbs. Have you guys met him yet? Yeah. The excitement that you guys feel, I see it every day because I'm in the office with these guys. It is unbelievable. Because I'm Element, but I keep telling everybody I got to get my house in order with green. Amazing things are happening, but I'll let you guys talk about that. But Element is changing rapidly, and we are, every time you watch the news, every time you turn on the TV, you see a new need for element. You see what's happening in the world. You see that currencies are being devalued. You see that crypto is growing. You see that conflicts are about to start and that people are looking for these traditional safe havens with precious metals. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're gonna go over element. We used to be Digger, right? But we've changed our name because what our mission has broadened. The things that our blockchain is going to solve include all elements, not just gold. And so even our logo is changing. That the pickaxes you see there are being changed as well to be more encompassing and more broad. As the blockchain is continuing to change the world, and as there's more application, as people are realizing that the blockchain can change everything, we need to grow with that. We need to encompass this growth, this new market. And so we are growing and changing. And as you can see, even with the users in the blockchain, so many more people are buying nodes and buying into the fact that they can contribute, that they can help, and as they do so, that they can be rewarded for that. And obviously, for those of you who are involved in Gala, you see all the incredible changes, all the announcements now with Gala Music, and all the artists that they are signing, and you're seeing that Gala, even though Gala had this explosion at the end of last year, this year is even more. They're changing, they're growing, they're adding in more games, more platforms, and Gala is truly, I mean, they're one of the biggest already in the world, and we get to follow in their footsteps. We get to the benefit of the same ownership team, the same technology, the same launch formula, but just with different solutions that solve problems around the world. And that's really where it has to start with us. We have to start with why. What is the purpose of your blockchain? Why should I get behind this? What problems are you trying to solve, and what opportunities does this create for me to be a problem solver? And that's really, when you think about it, the best companies in history solved problems. And if you can solve problems that the world recognizes and that the world can get behind, you're going to have success. And so we look at our family of companies. This is only half of them. We're growing so rapidly with all the new blockchains and the new brands that we'll be announcing, which is excellent for you guys because you're going to have new products constantly flowing for you to add, and new blockchains for you to be a part of, new nodes to be a part of. And it's really exciting time to be a part of Connect, just because we've got so many incredible products and projects coming down the pipeline. And but I'm the president of Element, and so and this is my background, and some of these problems that are out there, a lot of the world doesn't know about. And I don't blame people for not understanding what some of these problems are, because I had to find it firsthand. And so I'm going to show a really brief video clip here of how I got to know these problems are happening firsthand. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second here, and I'm going to change screens. So this is how I came to know firsthand about all the problems that are happening in the gold industry. This is just 2 minutes, so bear with me.
Test reports indicate their pit could hold as much as $60,000 worth of gold. But after washing their first 250 tons of pay gravel, they found just a third of an ounce of gold, worth just $550. To start sending money home to Utah, the last 750 tons in this pit must hold gold. Early signs indicate they are on the gold.
what we're seeing here looks pretty good. So 2 hours of work, we're seeing pretty decent results here for 2 hours, which means this gravel we might have hit a much better patch.
But just a few hours into their cleanup, Scott calls a halt to the wash.
Trap. Yeah. Hear that? That's an excavator. The Chinese guys. The Chinese guys are coming back. Our neighbors here. Here come all their guys on foot. We had this place to ourselves. Now they're back.
Scott lost his first claim in Ghana to Chinese miners. And he's concerned his new neighbors could be about to bully him off his second mine.
I think a fight might be coming today.
It's the latest in a series of aggressive standoffs with neighboring miners.
Is this your land? Hey, he's going to tell you it's his land no matter what. What's he going to say?
Each confrontation has escalated.
You have a guy right here with a shotgun.
In a campaign of intimidation that has left the guys rattled. And now their neighbors are heading towards them in force.
As I was gold mining in Africa, I came to understand and to realize firsthand all the major problems that exist out there in the gold mining world. And I didn't really understand while I was doing it. It took me, to have to step away from my own problems, because I was there because I had lost all my money in real estate, and so we ended up gold mining. And so we were there thinking we were solving all our problems, but not realizing that we were part of an even bigger problem. And when you're out there mining in gold, and again, these are some other clips I won't show, you realize quickly the problems in the gold mining world. And the problems are, first and foremost, that you destroy the environment. There's environmental problems, and you could see there when the type of mining that we were doing, it's very, very rough on the environment, because you have to mine really close to the rivers, but it's also rough on the villages. It's rough on the people. There are so many problems. And until you actually see what a gold mine looks like, and the vast majority of all the gold mines in the world look like what we were doing. They're close to villages. They're in the Amazon. They're in Africa. They're in southern parts of Central America. And the harm that is done to the environment by mining is massive, and it really is a tragedy. But no, not many people know that. People did get exposed to it when they saw our TV show, and they see these campaigns designed to save the environment, and people realize, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that gold has such a negative impact on the environment because of the nature of how you find the gold. And so this is actually a mine in Ghana. And so this is what it looks like after you're done mining. You can see it's right there on a river, and it just destroys the earth. It really takes its toll. And there's not much gold that comes out of some of these plots, but it absolutely devastates these communities. It rips out their cocoa farms. It hurts their villages. But the people, they want the gold mining because they make a little bit of money, because they're so impoverished that even the short-term amount of money that comes from the gold mining, they'll take it. Now, when the gold miners leave, they're left with this. And this next picture here is in the Amazon where I worked. I worked in Guyana, and this is exactly what it looks like when you're done mining. And so the environmental effects on the world are horrific. It's tragic. There's only 25% of the Earth's gold is left. About 75% of it has been mined, and people will do whatever it takes. They're getting a lot more aggressive in their mining techniques. And so when you see firsthand what the destruction happens to the earth by mining, you automatically you start thinking about solutions and what can we do? Does this have to happen? Does it have to be this way? Plus, in the gold mining world, there's a lot of corruption. A lot of the gold that's being mined right now, in Ghana, keep in mind, 25,000 illegal miners from China are in Ghana. They're only there because the government let them in. And the government lets them in because they want the tax revenue that comes from it, and they have side deals cut. But the bigger impact is the fact that they're letting in countries that are trying to hoard gold. They're trying to centralize gold. They're consolidating their power because gold has power at the expense of these marginalized communities. And when these companies and these countries come in, they don't care what happens to the earth. They don't care what happens to the village. They're there to get the gold. And most of these countries are sending the gold and sticking it back in vaults. So here's an article from the end of last year that's talking about gold buying, how gold buying in China is leaping. You got to ask yourself the question, why? Why is China, Russia, all these countries, why are they hoarding gold? Because they see what's happening with the United States and other countries. They see that dollars and currencies are being devalued because of inflation and printing of money. And they know that if they control gold, they have power, because China right now, they're trying to take power from the US. They're trying to displace the US dollar as the world's international reserve currency. And they're doing that, and countries are going to look at China as more of a safe haven because they're taking all the gold and they're holding it. And they're not necessarily doing this for good reasons, right? We not that America's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but all these countries are racing to accumulate power through gold. And so they're doing it at the expense of all these other countries, and at the expense of the environment, because gold has power. Everybody knows that, okay? And so what we're trying to do is to transfer that power, because right now, you guys know the golden rule: he who has the gold makes the rules. And so when gold has power, and when it's only in the hands of a few, if the gold is being centralized, if you will, right? So we are trying to decentralize gold and give power back to the masses. We're trying to be the Bitcoin of the gold world. Bitcoin created this decentralized network to where wealth can be shared and can be distributed more evenly, and to where other people have access that weren't able to, right? So people who couldn't get checking or banking, or didn't have access to to certain economies, that changed with Bitcoin, because now everybody can have access. We are trying to do the exact same thing, but have gold and other precious elements as our backing. And so now here's another scary thing. So Saudi Arabia is considering accepting the yuan instead of dollars for Chinese oil sales. And look at the date on that. That's March 15th of this month. That's when this article came out. You're seeing a shift, and you're seeing a shift because of the gold reserves that China has. And so we see that this power that gold has is changing the world. Now we are going to change with that. What's happening right now, and again, obviously mining is dangerous, but the question we have for you, and the point of Element, is: what if blockchain technology could eliminate some of the problems in the precious metals industry? And the problems that I just mentioned, these are only a few of the problems: the environment being destroyed, countries consolidating and hoarding gold for power. These are only a few of the problems in the precious metals industry. But the blockchain, a decentralized network, can change these problems, can take the power away from the few. And it can do this because of the changes that have happened in the world, because of digital assets. Right now, everything's being digitized, and they have value in the metaverse. People have these little NFTs, pictures of these apes or monkeys, that they're selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, because people realize that digital assets have value. And that is the key to Element, is that a digital asset has a lot of value now. So what if you can transfer the power, transfer the value of gold into a digital asset? And that is what we are doing at Element. So how are we going to do that? Okay. First, we need to control elements. We need to control gold. We need to buy gold mines. Second, you need to verify what's in the gold mine, because that's critical to step number 3, which is digitizing those elements. Because if a physical asset can now have a digital value, everything has changed. And you guys are watching it happen live in real time, that everything is changing. Now, even look at Gala with Gala Music, right? Snoop Dogg, right? Sold his album as an NFT and has made $100 million with Gala Music because it's an NFT. Everything is changing in the world, and the gold and diamond and precious element industry is the perfect industry to put into the blockchain and to digitize those assets. Because the physical assets, it's great. Everybody needs gold. We need gold for jewelry. We need gold for technology. We need gold for a lot of things. But the majority of gold is just stuck in a vault as a stored value. Well, guess what? If you can create value in an asset that stays in the ground, then that asset will stay in the ground. So let's talk about how we do this, okay? So first, we acquire mineral rights. Acquiring mineral rights allows us to accomplish two things. Number one, it makes sure that those minerals are not pulled out of the ground, okay? Now, some will still need to be pulled out of the ground because we still have to have gold and copper and all these things. But for all this gold that's being just stuck into a vault used for power at the expense of the environment, we are going to acquire as many mineral rights as we can. We've already started. We've got 19 gold mines that we've targeted that we're in contacts with in Ghana. We've got 2 gold mines in Arizona. We've got multiple gold mines in the Amazon in Guyana. And we are acquiring these mineral rights, okay? So that number one, other countries can't get them. Other mining companies can't get them. Our blockchain will own these rights, okay? So we've got mines in Ghana, Guyana, and up in Alaska with our partner. Next, we verify what's in the ground. You have to know what's in the ground. If you're gonna transfer the value of an in-ground asset into a digital asset, you have to know what's there. So we scan the ground using these scanning technologies. We go do an assay report like you're seeing here for one of the mines that we have out in California, where they go in and they drill. And they drill up, they pull up the cores samples and they test them, and we can find out exactly what's in the ground, because that's critical to the next step, which is digitizing that asset. So how do you digitize in-ground gold? There are many ways. Just off of that report, you can take that digital, that report, upload that information into the blockchain, and you've digitized it. And now you can transfer the value of the in-ground gold and create something that represents or replaces that in-ground asset, okay? And that something is a digital reward, is our coin. And there are many ways that you can get that coin. Obviously, you guys already know the drill. You are node owners, every one of you on this call. A lot of you have many nodes. Joining our blockchain and being a node holder gives you the right to this digital asset by running a node, by putting your computing power into the blockchain, by putting it into the Element blockchain. But you guys are smart, you're savvy, you're early adopters, you know what to do. We are trying to reach a broad audience. We're trying to bring in more people, because unless you have a big, robust network, there may not ever be a value for our digital reward. The more people earning the coin, using it, it creates a marketplace. And so we need to bring in more people, and the more people that are in this, the better it is for you as token holders. And so we need to broaden our network. We need to bring in more people. And so we're looking at this, who's had a lot of success? Well, Gala's had a lot of success, and Gala's into gaming. So one of the several ways that we're going to digitize the gold is through a gaming platform. And we know that if we can make in-ground gold be as valuable as above ground gold, the gold will stay in the ground, and we need it to stay in the ground. And to do that, we engage the blockchain. And obviously, here's my little slide that talks about how you digitize. There are many ways to do it. You take the gold, you create a digital version of it, you spit it out on the other end, and we hope that our digital version has value. But we are of the firm belief, we can't guarantee or make any promises, that the digital version will have more value than the physical version. Believe me when I say that. The digital version can be worth more than the physical version. And so we have to create a mechanism in which to digitize the in-ground asset. The in-ground asset staying in the ground solves a lot of problems for the environment, for these communities. It keeps power from being centralized by the few, and that digital asset is more widely available. So one of the ways we're going to do that is through this game. So this is a game that we've purchased from a guy named Todd Hoffman, who's a star of Gold Rush on Discovery Channel. He just started a new show. So what we're going to do is when we buy these gold mines and you find out where the gold is, then you put a game interface over those actual gold locations. So when the gamers come in and they play, as they find the gold that correlates to where the gold actually is on the real mine, they get rewarded for it in our digital token. And you can use those tokens for in-game assets. You can we'll have little towns just like, like Townstar or with Farmville, but it's going to be mining. So the physical mining doesn't happen. We mine it digitally through a game. And this is how one of the options. Now, if some people say, I'm not into gaming, I just want to run a node, no problem. Run your node, you'll still get rewarded. But in order to upload the results of these mines into the blockchain, we're going to make it fun. And we're going to have this game here to where our users can buy pieces of land. They can mine it. They can upgrade your equipment, using tokens and dig deeper and earn more rewards. And now this entire massive community is involved in verifying where the gold is, and they're getting rewarded with our coin. And now this game, before it was tokenized, had 1 million downloads, very popular game, but we are redoing this game, tokenizing it, and giving our users this experience of mining in the metaverse, mining digitally while saving the earth. Guys, it's a win-win. It's revolutionary. We believe that this will be one of the most popular games out there because we're trying to work out our association with Gala to where Gala is a part of this. We haven't cut our deal yet, but they're looking at it. And if they put this on their platform, it's a game changer, right? It's going to be one of the coolest games ever because people are earning the equivalent of their digital gold by playing this game. Now, when they have this, again, we got this game from Todd Hoffman. He's an owner of our company. He's an owner of Element. He just had his brand new show that was last Friday called Hoffman Family Gold. And he's currently in negotiations with Discovery Channel to wear Element on season 2. So if season 2 comes out now this show is seen worldwide in about 100 countries. And so if he's our spokesman wearing Element, we're going to have a lot of international exposure and legitimacy to us. And then he's the one bringing the game. So there's some really, really big partnerships that we're working on with Gala and the game and Todd Hoffman. And we're really excited, to see those things come to fruition and really start solving some problems. But so back to the game. So you can earn your rewards by playing the game, or if you don't want to play, you just run your node. But when you earn those tokens, Aaron, you mentioned it earlier, you're going to want to hold. Most people, when you get your coins, especially you guys who are early adopters in nodes, most of you will hold the coins, or you can use them for in-game transactions to upgrade your equipment, or you can actually exchange. We're working on a program right now where you can exchange your coins for gold that has already been mined, for physical gold. So some people, you earn these coins in the game and you can exchange it for physical gold. And we're working on a program to do that. Obviously, not many people will do that because they want to hold it, because we believe that the digital coin will outpace the value of the physical gold. And I don't say that lightly, because that's a game-changing statement. Or you can spend your coins on an adventure, go on a gold mining trip with Todd Hoffman, or donate some of your coins to one of the villages. And a lot of that, we're going to be supporting these villages. A percentage of the node purchase will be going to support these villages. We're going to be creating NFTs. We're going to be working on carbon credits. So we're actually when we save the mine from being mined, the land from being mined, we're working on a program to issue carbon credits so that big corporations can come in and buy NFTs of sections of our gold mines and to receive carbon credits for that. So there's so many different ways that we can go with this, but we just have to remember that we are doing this with a purpose. What is our why? What are the problems that we're trying to solve? And by solving these problems with us, you guys benefit. Now, of course, node holders, you earn your coins. We don't make any guarantees that the coins will be worth anything, but when you solve real problems and you have real utility for your blockchain, good things happen. And so, our blockchain will own the gold. So when you're looking at a company and you're thinking, okay, how do I know if this company has staying power? Well, you look at our past record with some of the other blockchains we've done. You look at the ownership. You look at the technology. But I look at what's on the books of the company, and because we'll have billions of dollars worth of gold. I look at that and I say, this looks like a pretty stable company to me. So we've got a great team. Myself, you guys have met David before. You've got Todd Hoffman. But what about one last thing, and I won't take up too much time, but what about the gold that's already been mined? How can the Element blockchain help in that process? Okay. What about diamonds and so jewelry? So there's a lot of fraud in the gold business. And one of the things that I found is, well, there's this great movie out there called Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio that talks about the problems in the diamond business. And so the diamond world has come out with this process called the Kimberley process. That's a process that proves if your diamond is a conflict diamond, because nobody wants blood diamonds. Nobody wants a diamond that came at the expense of a family or of a child who murdered or was murdered. And so there's this process that proves the origin of where your precious metals come from. The blockchain will solve all these problems. The blockchain will solve the supply chain problem all the way from the mine to the refinery, to the wholesaler, to the retailer, to the customer. And we blockchain that entire process. So if we dig up a diamond, they can use the Element blockchain to categorize that diamond to show that it's not a conflict diamond, that it has a certificate of origin. Okay. Or let's just say you have a watch and you want to create an NFT for that watch so that if it ever gets stolen, it's registered on the blockchain. Or if you ever sell it, you can sell it with the confidence of knowing that it comes with the NFT. Or, and your buyer can go, oh, great, I've got a physical watch here, but it also comes with an NFT. The entire supply chain in the precious metals industry is going to be put on the blockchain. And we are working very fast to be the biggest player out there. We're working on our deal with Tiffany's right now to start our blockchain process with them. And then of course, we'll go to all the other jewelers all around the world, because there are tens of thousands of transactions that the Element blockchain needs to be a part of. We feel like our technology is the best. There are already a couple competitors out there that are starting this process, but we are working fast to beat them to it and to provide the best solution. The entire jewelry process can be put on the blockchain. So your nodes, we hope, will be very busy. We hope your nodes are processing and verifying a lot of transactions, cleaning up the world, cleaning up the mining industry, and cleaning up the jewelry industry. There's tens of thousands of jewelry stores all over the world who need this process. And this is what we're working toward quickly. Our development team is working on this right now to put this system in place. And then we send our sales teams out there to cut deals with all of these jewelry stores so that we are a true solution. From the mine all the way to the finger, we are the blockchain solution. So blockchain technology can solve all these problems, but again, it goes back to our why. We are trying to help these marginalized communities and bring all people, because as you guys see this technology shift, it's going to create a bigger gap between the haves and the have-nots. And we want to solve that through our community. It takes a full community of a blockchain to solve problems and help communities who are being hurt. And so if we can bring them into this technology, everybody out in the jungles of Ghana has a smartphone and has a little chip you can put into your iPad or your computer that gives you cell service. So what an amazing thing it's going to be for us to be able to level the playing field, to give these people who've been abused by mining companies and by countries for so long, to get them into this new economy so they can thrive and decentralize power, decentralize money, decentralize the value of gold, and create a better world for everybody. We're looking for about May for the nodes to be live and up and running. And then for the game, so the game rollout takes a little bit longer because they have to go in and re-tokenize it. And so we don't have a timeline on that yet, but that does take quite a while. It could be a year before the game is active. But your node right now, it's going to be running already. And you guys know in that first year is when so many of the rewards are made in that first year. So you're not missing out on anything, but we want this to be a large, robust community. And so about a year is when that game will be active and live. Now, the game already exists. It's already there. We're closing our deal on it this week with Todd to buy it, but it just takes time for the development team to retool it, to tokenize it, and then obviously to upload our mining map, with the game interface. So soon, we always say everything on the price adjustment is imminent. So people were a little bit angry because the element price started at 2,500 instead of 2,000. That was not my decision, I promise, but it's still at 2,500. Now we've sold, typically they change the price. It's like $1 every time one is sold. We've already sold about 1,500. So the price should be around 3,000, but it's not. It's still at 2,500. And so I don't know when it's going to change. They could change it tomorrow. They could change it next week. It is going to change soon. We are fighting to keep that price down. And the other blockchains are mad because they're like, no, if you guys are cheaper, they're going to buy you.